Good morning. Got the dog walking attire on. You can't even see properly, mate. My XL Alpha Neon shorts. They're actually sick. And they've got, where is it? The big dog on the side. Funny actually, because Nat and I got the same size of these shorts, but I got black and blue. And these are his, but he wore mine because he didn't realise. So I'm wearing these ones. So today I'm just going to take you along. So let's start. I've done my little bits this morning. I weighed myself actually last night, and this is really cool.
I added tea last night to your shopping list.
Did you hear that?
What'd you say?
I added tea last night to your shopping list.
Why?
Okay, anyway. Weird. So last night we had an off-plan meal. So I had a medium cheeseless Domino's, which was pepperoni and chicken, which sounds sad, but I added my own lactose-free cheese, okay? And we had some of the chicken kickers, and then I also had some, complete honesty, brownies and cookies that Nat had made that were also, you know, lactose-free-ish. Low in lactose, very, very low in lactose. Yes. And yeah, woke up this morning 0.8 pounds up. Now, I didn't swap any meals for this meal, by the way. We had this on top. And although people may be thinking, oh my God, 0.8 pounds up, like, ooh, bro, for me, this just shows the difference in my digestion and how I'm actually able to use food, because anyone that knows me, if I had something like that a month ago, I would, no word of a lie, be 4 or 5 kilo up. That's like 10 pounds, right? And that would have been a normal, because I would have just bloated to fuck. For no damn reason. I stepped on the scales this morning and I went, what? What? So I am post a lot of fucking food. I probably should have not worn a bodysuit, but just put it on. I don't really think about what I wear, to be honest. I just wanted to wear these shorts, that was it. But yeah. So that is really fucking cool. And again, it's not about the weight. It's about how my body is utilizing food and how my body is processing food. And I'm so fucking ready for upper session today. So like I said, I'm going to take you along with me. Usually I do 25 minutes of cardio 4 times a week. Today is not that day. So we're going to go take Ronnie for a walk on an upper day. And obviously, I've got clients and we've got the August workshop this weekend. So I'll be packing, planning for all of that. So let's go. Puppy. So oh, look at that. Nice. Pretty sun. Clients start at 7 today, and then I am training upper, and then like I said, getting some bits ready for the event this weekend. But also I can say this because this won't be out before then. Wait for the van. We're having Nat's Mom's Day for the weekend for the first time, now that the house is kind of to a good level. good standard. She's been and visited. She came for Christmas, but she's going to come stay with us for the weekend, and we've got something very exciting to tell her, which we haven't posted on socials yet, but we got engaged a while ago, a couple of months ago now, but we haven't announced it because we wanted to tell our family in person. So my mum knows because I see her more regularly, but Nat's parents live quite far away, so they're both coming up, so we're going to be telling them then, and so it's very, very exciting as well. So gonna get the house all nice, get her bedroom made up as well, go to a mini food shop to make sure we've got little bits for her. That's better light, isn't it? So it's going to be, all in all, a great day. Phenomenal. Presentation was beautiful as well. I'm actually going to go on her proper page. Yeah. Oh, you guys. You coming up then? Come on then. Come on. There you go. On your cushion. You got dinosaur.
Family pre-workout time.
Cute. Got Marky Mark on the screen. Meal one. Pre-workout. Going in. Yo. Okay, so pre has been eaten. Pre-drink is being served. I am obsessed with this combo at the minute. So turbo pump, turbo drive.
And Anadrol.
No. So
50 meg of Anadrol specifically.
I'm not. Don't confuse people.
Oh, HRT. Anadrol.
You're gonna get a bad name for yourself, sir. 16 grams of pump. 18. No, naughty. And is that not? Did you fart?
Not at all.
Sounds like Domino's to me. And 7 grams of food. I won't lie, we're having a bit of a funny morning.
You've got giggles on camera now.
We're just fighting, so walk off. So that's that. And it tastes like shit. But it is what it is, you know. I really like how it rhythms my tism. And intra, we don't have any intra carb because we're shit bodybuilders. So we're using sugar.
I use table sugar.
Yeah. Proper. So usually it's 25 gram of intracarb, 5 gram glutamine, 5 gram of creatine. But yeah, I'm just going to use sugar. So I'm going to go through some tea, some milk. I want you to boil this because it's boring. But opinions. I just rolled up the bottom of these like twice. Gag, love it. So yeah, it's up a day for me today. So typically spend 5-10 minutes. I've done 5 minutes on the treadmill, and then I'll do some like proper old school PE style warm ups, arm swings, things like that. So I'll record a bit, but not loads. Like that demonstration. Get out. So even though it's upper day, I still loosen off my lower body as well. Just because it's the same thing that I do every session. It's a nice routine. I just feel sort of like ready to go. Then I'll go into some scapular pull-ups, and then I do 2 lots of core work. So I'm going to use this, and then I'll do some cable crunches as well. Now, scapular pull-ups are something that I recommend to like all my posing clients, because a lot of the time when people are wonky, they're actually causing it through their training, and because they're not setting themselves up properly. You know, they might be doing a press and their elbow is out here. So if you're not warming up properly, then how are you going to train properly? So it's a really great exercise. Just keep everything healthy as well. So get that in. So first exercise is lying cuff lateral, and I do 2 sets of 12 to 15, and I do then a cluster set of 10 reps, pause, 4 reps, pause, 4 reps with the same weight that I used for the second set. So you're gonna see a little bit of change. I mean, I've been doing this for the past couple of months. Cluster sets, drop sets, etc. Large change in volume. I do 3 sets for a lot of things and higher reps for a lot of things as well. And it has been doing bits. So keep doing what's doing bits, you know, and it feels great. basically, I'm that long that in my chest presses, I like to get quite a deep range of motion. And I know that some people are going to scream, active range of motion. I don't really care. If I'm maintaining my, like the tension on the muscle that I'm meant to, that's my active range of motion. So I add, you know the hustler pad that you put on a leg extension? So I add that behind my back for my chest press, and works a treat. So I'm just gonna do my last warm up now. You obviously have to be really careful with how you get out of it, but I like it. And in for another cluster. So 10 reps, break, 4 reps, break, 4 reps. But again, 3 sets here. So I have a 8 to 12 and then a roughly 10, roughly 12. So yeah, going in for 10 aside now. I'm someone that doesn't really need to drop weight massively between sets. I think it's because realistically I control it instead of like swinging it. But yeah, set 2. Let's go down. So, if you're a ring girly, not just a engagement ring girly, but if you are a ring girly, I could not recommend buffer anymore. So it's a little silicone thing, so you can still see the ring, but it obviously stops you getting these beautiful calluses. So, session done. What you didn't see was some overhead tricep work. 2 sets of that, and then I did a bit of posing. I'll feel fucking massive. And then post-workout is going in. Nat's made me Christmas potatoes. Why are they Christmas?
Because I made them the same way I made the roast potatoes at Christmas, just without the honey.
Cute. No honey. Rude. My eyes look very bright today, don't they?
Yeah, I told you that yesterday as well. They're glowing. I
got a light in my eyes. Fantastic. Yeah, really good session. Really, really happy. Progressed a lot. I'm going to be speaking about that probably on another kind of episode. Had some really great conversations again, didn't we, today with a few of the kind of people in there after me putting things out on here. Just people obviously interested in
the
what
community, our gym's very good.
Yeah, what we are doing, and yeah, the community, they're so lovely. So big up them. And on that note, actually, I've had quite a few messages about people wanting to discuss things for themselves, but in a more professional manner. And so I'm going to take the opportunity to say that obviously Nat is the leading or driving force behind a lot of this for myself. And of course you can book consult calls with myself and Nat as one-offs, just for education. Or of course, if you do want to kind of go further than that, then all the information is kind of below, or in the link tree on Instagram. So I'm going to dive into this. We're going to go food shop so that we can get stuff for Nat's mom's arrival, and then straight back into calls this afternoon, and then we got the potty later.
My mum's coming over so we can tell her about this.
I already told them.
Oh.
I told them on the walk this morning.
Missed a bit.
You can say your bit though. What do you want to say about it?
Well, I am evidently the luckiest and happiest man on earth.
The end.
Do you want to explain why you're eating a chair?
Okay, so we're back for another update. So the first video that I did, I spoke about obviously the decision that I had made, and since then there have been a few changes, and as you can probably tell, I'm feeling extremely happy within my decision, and I feel outrageously good, bouncing off the walls, complete honesty. So much so that I've been speaking to a few people, and my initial thoughts are, if this is how all of you feel all the time normally, you're all cunts, because this is fucking dreamy. So I've been missing out for a good few decades here. But anyway, updates are, I started a few more peptides just over a week ago now. So that includes SS31, MOTC, and basically Glow, which is a combination of BPC 157, TB 500, and GHKCU. Now, the reasons behind that, it's not me going, fuck it, let's go. She's doing everything now, okay? It's more so to battle a few other issues, and at the end of the day, I now have the opportunity to do so. So I have written a few notes because I don't want to get things muddled up with things being still so new to me. Please don't take that as that I haven't done my own research, okay? But it's simply so that I make sure that I am relaying information correctly. Because I understand that the conversations that I have had off the back of me starting to talk about this, there's been a lot of people that have got in touch saying that they're in a similar situation and how difficult that is to kind of make that decision, right? So SS31, why? So this is to help basically reduce the fact that my oxidative stress is always through the roof. So with my histamine reactions, and my body is constantly like inflamed, okay?
it's funny because when I used to prep, obviously when, what I'm speaking as if it's years ago, but when I was prepping, that's something that I would always be talking about with my coach, is like, that's a reason why we didn't add cardio into my prep a lot of the time, because I would turn into a bag of water. Like, and obviously at the time, it was just like, cool, if that causes that, we just remove that. But now things are really lining up and really making sense. So SS31, it supports your mitochondria directly, okay? So helping reduce the oxidative stress, and the inflammatory signaling that is caused basically from the dysfunctional mitochondria. So in turn, that will like improve your cellular energy and recovery, right? Then we have the MOTS-C that I didn't mention. So MOTS-C I have on training days. All of these I'm having 1 mg. The MOTS-C I only have on training days, and then everything else, so I say everything else, the SS31. So the MOTS-C is to help regulate how my body uses glucose and actually responds to insulin. Again, that is simply because of where I am compromised in that situation. I don't actually utilize things very well, so that is to help improve that, obviously potentially improve then the metabolic flexibility, energy levels again, and even exercise tolerance. I like to train as hard as physically possible. I like to train without having to leave things in the tank. I'm still only training 4 days a week because unfortunately that is all I can do. I potentially might be able to move to 5 in a couple of months' time, but right now that's all I can do. If I do more than 4, I mean, even now with the 4, I get to rest days like today, and I'm still feeling it, and I'm like, thank God it's a rest day. So basically together, the SS31 and the MOTS-C, they're basically helping to protect and stabilize that mitochondrial engine, right? And then, yeah, the MOTS-C is like to help improve how the engine responds, if that makes sense, as well as obviously function. The MOTS-C also will support the kind of fatigue, impaired energy production, and again, that glucose handling issue that can accompany obviously the thyroid and the wider metabolic dysfunction that have been experiencing more so over the past 15 months. So then going into the glow, so that is, like I say, oral BPC, TB500, and the GHKCU, and they are to, although they can be used for localized areas, so when people have injuries, they will put BPC in, say, a lat, if they've pulled a lat and things. But realistically, it also is systemic in that it's going to help repair my connective tissue and the areas that, again, have been so mistreated by my own body because of being hormonally compromised. So it's going to support like repairing my tendons, ligaments, and of course the gut as well. But the TB500 is going to then be related to promote cell migration, blood vessel formation, and tissue healing through the body too. So those are my updates on the peptides. I did have a question whether, if I get it up, whether I will be taking these peptides for life or will I be able to stop them at some point. These were relating to the gut peptides because obviously that is what I mentioned in the first YouTube. Now, my answer to that is I don't know right now. I personally don't think that I will stop taking them. It's not something that is going to fix me and then I can move on. It's like a constant, the gut peptides of the oral BPC KPV, they are gut healing and repairing. Realistically, my body is still in that the autoimmune disease still causes the attack on itself. So in my head, why would I then stop that and then risk it then kind of recurring or having issues in the future. So right now, that is not something that I will be contemplating. Obviously, when I do get pregnant, again, that's something that I will revisit. It's something that I don't know if I'm going to be able to take those while pregnant. That's something that I'm obviously going to be doing more and more research about leading up to that. So the next update that I do have, as of this week, I did start HRT. And again, I know that this is like a taboo subject, and probably the element that people are going to be more negative about. But again, I wanted to be completely honest throughout this. So I am doing 3 meg per week, and that is because my current testosterone levels, as I said in the previous video, they could be 11 times what they are right now, and I would still be in range, just in like a higher range, still in normal range. So that is a actual very low conservative dose. That is not actually going to get me still to the higher range, but I would rather be conservative, get my bloods done in like 5 weeks, see where they're at, and then increase the dose from there. Now, that's an obvious reason why I'm taking that. And the thing that I really want to make clear here, I am still not anabolic. I am actually still in normal ranges. I'm not taking anabolics. I'm taking peptides and HRT. I'm basically putting myself in a health position to be a normal person. And I kind of want to make that clear. As of right now, I'm not naive. Things may change. But as of right now, I am actually just making myself be in line with being a normal, healthy individual. So, on that note, I had some other questions. So, how to deal with the fact that your health was limiting you at some point? Was it frustrating and hard for you not to see your body and health cooperating? This is a really great one. Because I think that's what I'm really happy to be able to say, is that I didn't just do this on a whim. I didn't start bodybuilding 6 months ago. I've been training for 16 years, weightlifting for 16 years, and I have been competing for 8. I have been doing holistic approaches for 15 to 16 months in order to try and fix all of this. So I have not just waved the white flag. I have definitely tried every other tool in the toolbox before then deciding that this was going to be the best route for me. So realistically, when I first found out, or when I started putting the pieces together, I was in prep. So I just removed everything, right? And removing everything obviously helped. But now I am looking back at that prep, and to be honest, all my other preps, and to be honest, life in general, and the kind of fatigue that I have had, I don't think has been normal, to say the least. So that's been really eye-opening, because I'm being able to really understand the past couple of decades with a lot of my life, and obviously where it has got worse in situations. So was it frustrating? So realistically, the hardest part was coming then out of that prep and realizing that I would never be able to just have a normal life again. Because when I was in prep, I didn't care. I was literally, as I described on the other video, I was just eating unseasoned, unflavored food, no products, no sweeteners, no drinks, nothing. And I was like, cool. If anything, if anyone's ever had to do this before, if anything, I think it was very beneficial, because I didn't really have any cravings for anything. And I think that's what I've realized the most about removing sweeteners, because I still have removed all those things, by the way. I haven't started using these peptides and then just gone, whoa, let's now eat everything that I'm not meant to eat. again, that's not the purpose of this for me. I'm not trying to put a plaster over something to just start eating everything. It is simply so that I can start feeling better and more myself. And that is exactly what I'm finding. But when I then was post-show and we're doing the reintroduction phase after the elimination diet, it was really gutting. Pun. It was really gutting because I was trialing. I'm very, very able to do tests with myself because my everyday is the same. In that I will drink the same amount of fluid, I will use the same food, use the same seasonings, etc. So when we added one thing in, so one seasoning, for example, and I had a reaction, again, it was just a real eye-opening experience. And it got me down a lot because, for example, I wanted to have experiences with my family. I wanted to go, for example, we all went for a meal on Boxing Day, and I had to have plain rice, plain boiled rice. And I was like, and everyone thought it was because I was bodybuilding. Everyone thought it was because I was being difficult. And it was like, I can't eat anything else on the menu because I know that it's going to cause me over a week of pain. But then the other side of it was, I think the scariest part was it wasn't that the reactions were causing the physical response of like the pain, the bloating, the fatigue, like literally passing out like after a meal. It actually wasn't that. It was that my brain then immediately thought about, I guess it's the science part of my brain, like from all the research that I've done in the past, in all the labs, where I'm like, if this is the response on the outside, what the fuck is going on the inside? And that did scare me. So that was quite difficult to kind of process, with being like, right, so I'm actually never going to be a normal person. Like, we can't actually just go on date nights. Like, little things. We were like, should we go Nando's? And we're like, yeah. We were driving there. And I realised I couldn't eat anything in Nando's because of the seasonings. So that did definitely put a bit of strain on, you know, not our relationship, but my relationship with myself. Because I was just getting frustrated that I couldn't have a normal life. But again, the other side to it was how it allowed me so much clarity and explanation. For example, every other off season, post show, etc., say I went out for a meal, I had to say to my old coach, basically be like, look, I promise you, I actually didn't eat that much, but my weight would jump so high every time and it would freak me out. And I actually think it really damaged my relationship with food, because my weight would jump so high after having, say, a carvery. And now I know it was because, and again, it sounds so bad because vegetables are good for you, right? But it was because of vegetables, because I need low FODMAP, right? So things like that were now so much clearer to me, that they were giving me a little bit more explanation to why things would happen. Even down to, again, in off season, yes, I wasn't afraid to gain weight, but the weight looked bad on me. And I'm not saying that from like I hate myself perspective, because I was still confident in my skin. I was still posting my check-in photos all the time, all the way up to the body weight, my highest body weight. That wasn't what I mean there. I still wore what I wanted. But as an athlete, looking at where my body fat went, I just looked unhealthy. And if I was looking as a coach, I would have thought thyroid issues, something along those lines, right? My thyroid results weren't too bad. So, you know, looking at a body, like I can look at a man and be like, you have low test. You can just see it in where their body fat lies, like their features, things like that. And I think it's just how long you've been maybe within the industry, within the environment, that you kind of spot those things. Maybe it's autism, right? But anyway, so I was getting very frustrated, but also at the same time getting a lot of clarity. So it was a very confusing time, to say the least. But now that I have pretty much like a list of things that I don't eat, that I know that I can't really eat, but then now I'm having or utilizing things that are going to help me feel better, reduce inflammation. This is the first time in my life. So I'm 78 kilos right now. This is the first time in my life I've been able to like bend over to pick something up. My stomach is still flat. Like you've got the normal, say like rolls, but it's not rolls that are like sticking out, because I'm okay at this body weight. I'm 5'8". I have a good amount of tissue. So that was eye-opening for me this last week. I called Nat. I was sitting there in my pants. I was like bending over, doing my little jab in my stomach, right? I was like, look, I'm bending over and it's still flat. And something like that, something so simple, just highlights to me how upset my body has been for such a long time. So yes, frustrating, but also clarity, but only now. And I am so obviously grateful for not giving up. I'm actually gonna give myself like a bit of gratitude here, because I was saying for a very long time, there is something not right. And I don't know if it's like the stubbornness of me, but I knew something wasn't right within my body. Like even the smallest thing down to, you've got to understand actually that the reason why I kept pushing was my vitamin B12 was triple the highest that it should be. That was the indicator for me to be like, no, something's not right. But that had been that way for about 10 years. And I finally decided I'm going to research into this more and more. And then things started piecing together. And then obviously, because I'd been obviously told by different people, you know, oh, you just have low testosterone, oh, you just have low thyroid-like function. Like, you're still in range. My testosterone is 0.025. The fact that I've been able to step on stage in 2019 at 51 kilo and step on stage in 2025, arguably with better conditioning at 58 kilo, the fact that I have done that with 0 testosterone, brother. What? Surely that is not possible. Anyway, so I feel very excited about what the future holds in even the next couple of months, with how I feel within myself, how I feel within my sessions, and just within my own growth in fucking every aspect. So this is a really good question. Do you think that neurodivergence plays a major role in health or hormones? The reason why I say that's a really good question, I have never even thought about that, ever. And I can put my hand up and say that, and I'm gonna go dig, because I don't think so. I don't think so, but you never know. The reason why I say I don't think so, and this is going on a bit of a tangent, unfortunately, we are now seeing the rise of people that are labeling themselves with neurodivergent, well, conditions, I'm going to call it. The reason why I'm calling it that is because for some reason they're picking the best parts of it. They're like, oh my God, I'm so quirky. Oh my God, it's like autism. I'm so quirky and cool. The bad parts of being on the spectrum majorly outweigh the good elements. So I don't want to say that neurodivergence or like being on the spectrum kind of plays a role in that, because I don't want another reason for people to be almost playing to that label. But at the same time, again, I will definitely look into that because I find that extremely interesting. Not a question, but natty or not, you'll be a huge inspiration. Your content is a safe space. Oh, now that actually means a lot, because we have had some not great comments, more so on the YouTube. So, hiya. Talking about that it looks as if I'm being pressured, for one. If you knew me, honey, that's not the case. And then talking about that this is all an excuse so I can just go assisted. If that was the truth, I would have done it so long ago. So yeah, that really does mean a lot. And I have had some incredible conversations, like I said, off the back of this, and I really actually just want to say thank you for that, for like people's vulnerability and honesty. And I am shocked to the core with how many people are at a point where the NHS is failing them. They're failing them through so many aspects. Obviously for me, I'm almost a little bit of a widespread issue right now, but the people that I'm speaking to are kind of different elements of those issues. So some people are speaking to me about, say, gut issues, right? Some people are then speaking to me about, say, endometriosis, PCOS, and how they've struggled to have children, and how they're looking at now peptides to assist with that because they're on their third round of IVF and nothing's happening. And then there's other people that are just speaking to me about the fact that their hormones, their female hormones, are so in the bin that they're also natural athletes, and they're now realizing that maybe competing isn't something that is going to kind of help them moving forwards. I guess that's something that I spoke about it on my story, and it is something that I do want to make clear. And I guess at the same time, I shouldn't really make a statement like this because I guess I'll never know, right? But personally, I do not believe that bodybuilding caused this to happen. I do not believe natural bodybuilding caused this to happen. It is an autoimmune disease condition brought on by childhood issues that caused this level of stress response that then caused my body to start attacking itself. Did the preps make this more serious? Again, I don't know, because I don't have a twin that had the same life that just didn't bodybuild or prep, do I? So you can never say that as a statement. However, I know for a fact that what bodybuilding did for me mentally and physically, it's made me so much more healthy mentally and physically. And I fuel my body, I nourish my body. So that is something that I will always be grateful for bodybuilding, and why I'm going to continue bodybuilding, because even if I never compete again, this is something that I love and brings so much out of me, and it just gives me so much to my life. So I'm always grateful for that. Okay, so final questions on the normal box. A little bit different to the other questions, but I'm still going to answer it because it was a question. Advice on struggling as a female in off-season. Now, this is something that I probably feel very strongly about, so it's even better that I do answer it here. I am fortunate in that I do not struggle in off-season. For me, off-season is so much fun, because realistically, you've got all the enjoyment of a prep, but with energy and food. And I could go into so much more with that, but I think that kind of nails it. Realistically, the prep, what do you enjoy about it? Oh, people say they get like routine and structure. They feel so good about themselves because they're pushing themselves towards a goal. You should be doing that in off-season. So flip the narrative, basically, of that. How exciting is it that you're basically doing the exact same thing, but you have food and energy, you can train like an absolute animal, but you also have the ability to do other things in your life, like go on a holiday, or yes, you can do those things in prep, but let's all be honest, it's always a different experience. So you can go on holiday, there's a bit of flexibility, you can go on dinners, like you can have experiences with people in your off season, concerts. Like when you're in prep, again, you can do those things, but you're gonna be fucked for days, right? In off season, you can enjoy all of that while still chasing your best version of yourself. Now, I guess the only part that people love about prep is obviously seeing themselves get leaner. This is something that I feel so passionate about, and one of the reasons why one of my off seasons was 12 months without a single diet. I didn't do a single diet in that time, and again, that's where I went from like 51 kilos to 83, right? I actually think everyone should do that once in their life. Now, the reason being, because I got to the end of that period of time and I valued so much more of myself compared to what my weight was saying, compared to what my visuals were showing me. I was like deep diving into who I am as an individual, what I love about myself, like my brain, my like personality. Like it really allowed me to pull myself away from caring about the visual only. If you're someone that you find that in a deficit, like you thrive, and that is something that you really only really like how you look in a prep, personally I think that you need to do a growth phase, a surplus phase for a significant amount of time to pull you out of that mentality, because I think that is a very dangerous mentality to have. Because when you stop competing, you're going to hate yourself for the rest of your life? No, you can't have that. You've got to be happy with every version of yourself. So remove that excitement, or remove that kind of, I guess, superiority of you, the version of you in a prep, because you are that person throughout every single phase. So that's what I'll say about that. Okay, so moving on to the anonymous ones. Obviously, these ones I was expecting to be a little bit more no holding back. So anyway, how will these help you with starting a family? Most people seem to stop PEDs for health or fertility reasons. Again, that just doesn't really make sense, does it, to what I'm currently doing? Because how can I have a child when I have no female sex hormones? I'm literally using these things to get my hormones within normal ranges. So that's that one. Okay, can you tell us more about the histamine issues? So without this sounding like I'm just throwing away the question, I'm really not going to, but we did a massive YouTube on this, where I actually will link it. You know how you can write at the end? I'll try and remember to link it, or obviously you could swipe through. It was basically one of the episodes where we took you through like the buckwheat recipe one. So it's there, and I talk through it in kind of length. Obviously, yes, there's going to be little changes since then, or not even changes, just more evidence or more information that we found out. But that is kind of a base one. So just so that I don't go on for much longer, that's down there. And then final one, this is interesting. Do you worry about the impact PEDs Nat is using or has used could have an impact on a baby now or in the future? Long-term damage to sperm, which caused issues in the child that couldn't be picked up in ultrasound. Sorry, it's deep, but one of my worries as a natural female with an enhanced boyfriend. I'm actually going to grab now. I think we should answer this one together. Right. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a really good question.
Yeah.
How can I say this the correct way? I'm coming across like an asshole.
I have great sperm.
No, not at all. It's a very valid thing to think about. The way that I look at it is, anyone looking to bodybuild in the way that I do, and anyone that is taking it seriously, or someone that is on the higher end of being muscular and therefore without a doubt is using more PEDs, there is a level of risk acceptance in that I understand that damage is being done whenever I do things. The flip side of that is that I'm also not a fucking idiot with what I do, in that I am trying to do it in the, I won't say healthiest because that's really shit, the safest way possible. To an extent, there are times where you do kind of throw safety out the window, but the saving grace is that you see many top level pros that have been in the game for a while that have had great success in having children. Lots of them do have families. Many of them do have kids while on cycle.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you've literally helped numerous men be able to have children, which they weren't able to as well. Like, I think that's one thing.
That
like, I want to make it quite like clear on here as well. I think not in a bad way, because you like it this way, but people do see you as like a meathead, right? They see you as just like, oh,
Caveman.
oh, caveman, oh, I train, I eat, I use anabolics. They have no idea on the level of knowledge, and I'm going to keep shouting that from the rooftops. Like, I have never known someone, I actually mean that as well, I probably couldn't name someone that I personally know that has the level of knowledge that you do. It's just because you don't go around on Instagram fucking blurting it everywhere, because you don't fucking go on Instagram. But that's something that I think people need to potentially understand from one side, that yes, obviously you're going to be using assistance and pushing your limits to within your own body, but also you're not a fucking moron.
I think the other side is something that a natural athlete might not realise, is that if I've been taking this many drugs to do things to my body to make myself bigger and more muscular, I also have access to drugs that can fix everything. In the sense that what Hannah was saying about me, I have had several clients that have come to me that I have helped them get fertile, have babies, etc. In that there are drugs that I can take that will aid me in that process. I am more than sure some damage has been done, but it's something to assess and try and fix. And I know that there is always some kind of way around it.
I mean, but we don't know yet anyway.
Yeah.
We haven't necessarily tried yet. We want to be healthy. Well, I want to be healthy first before even trying that, because realistically, if I'm not healthy, I'm putting the baby in jeopardy.
I think, like, for me, it's not a concern that's at the forefront of my mind because of how I do things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that I am not that blind to the risk that I just go hell for leather with every opportunity in terms of dosages and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I am still pretty reasonably conservative, as we found from speaking to others, that won't always be the case, but I know what I've done and how I go about it, that I realistically probably haven't done any long-term damage. They probably don't fucking work now, but doesn't mean they won't wake up. I think that's the simplest answer.
I mean, I think they will.
Yeah, like there's plenty I can do to fix any damage that's been done, put it that way.
Yeah.
But I think it's a very good question.
Very good question. You look massive.
I'm heavy.
Please make sure that you do, if you're enjoying this, comment down below if you do have any questions, if you have certain things that you do want to see. You know, a little bit of support goes a very long way. Like, comment, share, subscribe as well. I think we had quite a few responses off the back of the last video, but the statistics and things show like not many followers. So tell them, man, tell them. So give us a follow, and I'll see you in the next one.